Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee with Katie. I have my mug from Fable Grounds Coffee. This is inspired by the 13. I throw in a glass and it says, "From now until darkness claims us." So today's video is going to be my March TBR. You know the drill, so let's talk about all the books I plan on reading in March. The first book that I would like to read in March is one that I picked up. I think it was an indie author at the time. It may have been picked up by a publishing house now. But the only reason I was interested in it is because it is set in Ireland, and so I thought March was a perfect time to try to read it. It also goes towards reading down my own library, and that is The Devil of Dublin by B.B. Easton. First off, I love the cover. The original cover is just like a man's face, or I guess a man's silhouette, but this is a beautiful cover. It makes me so happy. Ireland is like my favorite place on the planet, and this is not my normal read, but because of the different elements, I was interested in it. So it says on the front, "May you be in heaven half an hour before the devil knows you're dead." And from what I know about this, it's about a girl who grew up, I don't know if she grew up in Ireland or she grew up visiting her grandfather in Ireland, and she goes into the woods and plays and has like fairy tales, but he tells her about like these magical creatures, and so she goes into the woods to find the magical creatures: shy fairies who like to eat tea and biscuits, cruel witches who like to eat children, and a moody lake spirit with a taste for expensive gifts. He like weaves all of these magical stories in her mind, and so she travels into the forest to go and find them. She believed every word. And then I'm gonna read you this part. It says, "When he warned me about the mute boy who also lurked in those woods, the one the priest had declared is the spawn of Satan himself, I refused to listen. Kellen wasn't evil, he was kind and beautiful and special and hurting. He was my friend, and with every summer I spent stolen away with him in these enchanted woods, he grew to become so much more. But when I returned to Glenshire as an adult, grieving and engaged to someone else, all those legends quickly morphed into nightmares. My grandfather had been right about everything, especially the boy, if only I had listened." You can't tell me that's not intriguing. I don't think there's actually any fantastical elements of this. I think it's just kind of like scene setting, but it talks about like there will be Irish scenery in this, and that it's kind of like a mafia type romance. I don't really know, but it's set in Ireland, which is why I'm going to read it and why I'm intrigued. But like, even just look at this. Look at the Glenshire page. Ugh, I want to go back to Ireland so bad. So yeah, I'm curious about this, and I thought, I've been curious about it. I want to read it. I want to give it a shot. So I'm going to give it a shot in March. Let's go. And the next book that I'm planning on reading is for my Buzzword Book Challenge word for March, which is a character's name in the title. So I went ahead and went with Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. And this is one that I've heard really good things about. It's kind of like a historical fantasy, maybe even historical cozy fantasy. But I've heard really good things about this, and that the fae that are in this are actually kind of mischievous or evil, or, you know, kind of sinister, like want to cause harm. This is the Fairy Loot edition. It's very beautiful, but this has been on my radar for a while. I think I will really, really like it. So I'm planning on reading it in March. And it says, "Enter the world of the hidden folk and discover the most whimsical, enchanting, and romantic tale you'll read this year, starring intrepid Emily Wilde." And I know she's like doing research on the fae, and then she's kind of introverted, and the male main character is not introverted, and he's like very much trying to help her with her research, but also kind of a bother and like interrupting her. And it just sounds sweet and cute. And I know there's like a dog in it. I just have to know, and I'm excited. Another one that I really hope I can get to as soon as my Libby hold comes through on the audiobook is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. This was one of my most anticipated releases, and it just sounds so good. It says it's like a twist between Sherlock Holmes with a labyrinthine plot. I don't know, but it just sounds like a great book. It's like a fantasy mystery, which is amazing. I'll give you like the first line of the summary because I think it's really intriguing. Is that in one of the most opulent mansions, a high imperial officer lies dead, killed, to all appearances, when a tree spontaneously erupted from his body. Even in the canton and the borders of the empire where contagions abound and the blood of the leviathans work strange magical changes, it's a death at once terrifying and impossible, and then they are called to investigate this. I'm just so excited to have a fantasy mystery. I can't wait. I hope it's good. And then one that I literally heard about it and immediately bought it. I was so excited. I bought it on Audible as an audiobook, but it's A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by Jay Pinner. And this is book one in the Adenashire books. I don't know. But literally, I just had to know the summary, and it's said that it's a cross between the Great British Baking Show and The Hobbit. Say less. Like, that's amazing. I'm so excited. It's like a cozy fantasy about a magical baking competition where a human, I think, is competing against an elf. I'm so excited to read this. A human, a dwarf, and an elf walk into a bake-off. In the heart of Adinashire, where elfish enchantments and dwarven delights rule, Arletta Starstone, a human confectionist, works twice as hard perfecting her unique blend of baking and apothecary herbs. So when an orc neighbor secretly enters her creations into the prestigious elven baking battle, she faces a dilemma. Being magicless, her participation in the competition could draw more scowls than smiles. While competing, she'll set off on a journey of mouth-watering pastries, self-discovery, heartwarming friendships, and romance, while questioning whether winning the baking battle is the true prize. Escape for a delightfully cozy fantasy where every twist is a treat and every turn a step closer to home. That just sounds so good, and that's why I wanted to read it so badly in the first place. So I can do it now. So I have it on Audible, so I have it ready to go, ready to listen to, and I'm hoping that it will be a really, really fun read. She's also working on book 2, so hopefully I really enjoy the first one and can jump into book 2 when it's ready. The next one that I hope to get to is Unbroken Bonds by J. Bree, simply because this is the last book in the series, so if I finish this book, it's over. I've enjoyed the bonds that tie, but it's been really up and down for me. I really liked the first 2 books, and then it was just kind of like blah, 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 blah. So I hope that this book ties it all together. We will see. Can't really give you any synopsis about the 6th book, but the first book is essentially you're following Ollie, who has these bonds, and she has this secret that she's trying to hide from them because she wants to keep everyone safe, and she fears that if her secret gets out that it'll spell doom for society. But I hope to get to this, finish it out, to complete another series. Last but not least, I will do my shelf pick for my Sprayed Edges challenge for March. So let's shake it up. Stir it up, shake it up, you know? Whoops, get in there. I don't want you to choose me, I want to choose you. I might need to hold some veto power, because I don't know, man. Okay. Okay. So I drew The Devil Makes 3. Let me grab it. So I drew The Devil Makes 3 by Tori Bavellino. This was one that I was interested in for a while. It was an Illumicrate book, I think back in 2022, and the cover was stunning. And on the back it says, "The devil seeks his due from 2 unsuspecting students." And I believe this is a dark academia where they work in like a library and they unleash the devil. When Tess and Elliot stumble upon an ancient book hidden in a secret tunnel beneath their school library, they accidentally release a devil from his book-bound prison, and he'll stop at nothing to stay free. He'll manipulate all the ink in the library books to do his bidding, he'll murder in the stacks, and he'll bleed into every inch of Tess's life until his freedom is permanent. Forced to work together, Tess and Elliot have to find a way to retrap the devil before he kills everyone they know and love, including, increasingly, each other. And compared to what the devil has in store for them, school stress suddenly doesn't seem so bad at all. So I've been interested in this for quite a while. It should be a pretty short read. So hopefully I can get to this as well and work on my Sprayed Edges challenge. Well, those are all the books that I hope to read in March, unless 1 or 2 sneak in here or there, because we all know I'm a mood reader at heart. I'd love to know what you guys are planning on reading in March. Sure, there's a new release that I'm missing that I'm gonna get to. But as for now, that is it for today's video. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and caffeinated. Bye.